something of this size is, as far as I can tell, it's pretty much unprecedented. And of course, it's got everybody wondering, what is the reason why? Usually something of this magnitude, I kind of think it's going to have something to do with war preparation. Hi, my name is Hal Kempfer. I'm a retired Marine Corps intelligence officer. I'm a national security analyst and the host of the Strat podcast. Secretary of Defense or Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has called an extraordinary meeting where he's going to have all the general and flag officers worldwide convene next week in Marine Corps Base Quantico, Virginia, which is a base that's just about 30 miles south of Washington, D.C. This is going to be over 800 flag officers or general officers from around the world, 1 star and above, although I have heard there's a couple of exceptions that they may have for general flag officers on staffs, but it is amazing to pull that many senior commanders, senior leaders of that level all at the same time back to Washington, D.C. Smaller meetings like that happen, but something of this size is, as far as I can tell, it's pretty much unprecedented. And of course, it's got everybody wondering, what is the reason why that he's calling this meeting? What is the purpose of it? And he has not said. It's been very vague. President Trump has alluded to it's good for the Secretary of War to get to know, the leaders or commanders out there.
It's good. You act like this is a bad thing. Isn't it nice that people are coming from all over the world to be with us?
It's not particularly unusual that generals who report to the Secretary of War and then to the President of the United States are coming to speak with the Secretary of War. It's actually not unusual at all, and I think it's odd that you guys have made it into such a big story.
I heard Vice President Vance saying this isn't unusual. Yes, it's unusual. All right. I don't know where he came up from that. Now, the secretary talking to all these generals and admirals, that is not necessarily unusual. To have every brigadier general, admiral, rear admiral, lower half, 07 and above, globally fly to one base to meet the Secretary of War or the Secretary of Defense, that is unusual. And frankly, I've been looking around to see if anybody else can point to when something like this has happened before, and really nobody can. Now, there's a lot of reasons that have been stated why it could happen. Secretary Hegseth has talked about a 20% cut in senior general and flag officer ranks. That's pretty significant. That could be something where he starts saying who that's going to be and really delineate what that is. But the question is, why do you have to bring them all back? And frankly, all of these commands, everywhere where these general and flag officers are located globally, have secure video telecommunications. They have the ability to hold meetings in a virtual style, kind of like we do with various types of commercial software. They can do that very easily. The secretary can talk to all of them very easily. The secretary can have meetings with each one of them very easily in a virtual fashion. So there's a lot of questions as to what this is about. What is the urgent need? Now, there are some things in the background we have to consider. There's been a number of estimates saying that China is getting ready to go to war in the South China Sea to basically invade Taiwan. And most of those say that sometime between now and maybe 2027 or in 2027, they'll be ready to do so. Well, 2027 is coming up fairly soon. And if that happens, I don't know if you want to call it World War III, but that would be something that would have global impact. And so that might be something that the Secretary would want to talk to all of the general and flag officers collectively to say, hey, look, we're going to have to get on a war footing. That's speculation, though. Again, we don't know. We don't know why he's doing this. But what I will tell you is it's very expensive. It's very cumbersome. It's incredibly disruptive. You're talking about not only every general or flag officers, you have their aides, key staff, communications, security personnel, all of them have to converge in Northern Virginia. And if you look at just the military bases and you look at distinguished visitor quarters where they would stay, you wouldn't have enough to host this many general and flag officers from around the world in Northern Virginia, let alone at Quantico, at the Marine Corps base. So where they're going to stay, the logistics of getting them in and out. And of course, the concern is that it's a vulnerability. We have all these senior leaders that are in key positions globally that are going to be in one place at one time. Certainly, there's concerns about terrorism or maybe some sort of hybrid warfare type attack or things along those lines. Even though it's on a Marine Corps base, just having that many key individuals, key leaders in that place at one time is a huge concern. And so we're going to find out what it is. And hopefully we'll have better visibility next week. But as of right now, it's still kind of vague as of this morning.